Hi, I'm Kath.
And I'm Stuart.
And this is Nala.
We are Van Navigation.
You'll normally find us living in the mountains of South Wales in our self-converted Mercedes Sprinter.
But we've just embarked on an epic road trip from the UK through Belgium, France, Spain and onwards to Morocco. Subscribe and follow along on this massive journey. Good morning from a cold and frosty Arguedos. We've had the most lovely few days here. It's Saturday today and we're starting this video in the same town as we finished the last one. It's been really busy around town last night. It's been dead here all week like a ghost town, and then last night the whole town came to life. It's time to move on today. We're going to start our meander back towards the coast where we'll eventually pick up our vet results and stop off along the way, a bit more slow travel, and then I think we'll be both glad to push a little bit further south.
Although a little bit cloudy, the journey started well. Little did we know it was about to go terribly wrong.
What kind of cloud I have the camera running? That's me, it's popped.
It's my arse that's popped. That's steep as hell. Yeah, it'd be interesting coming back up here.
Maybe it'll take us out a different way.
Yeah, the way I should have gone.
Yeah. Ooh.
Not sure about that.
Touched something then, I heard that. When people ask for advice about van sizes in the Vanlife groups, they'll always tell you, obviously a van over 7 metres is the most convenient to live in because you can have a shower and a bathroom and a big bed just like we have, but it means you can't go to many places. But clearly somebody forgot to tell Stuart that. Yeah, you're good, 4 inches. Yeah, you're good, you're over, go on. Oh! I've got out to watch him over. Some of these bumps are, yeah, we're quite long and we don't want to grind out, so let's have a look, see how we're doing. 2 inches, an inch, less than an inch from the water pipe. Yeah, you are less than an inch there on the water pipe. And this is how we adventure. The waffle boards are coming out.
I've only got to lift this front wheel. Back a bit.
Alright, come on then. Yeah. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, well done, love. Just that extra inch or two of the waffle boards managed to get us over there. I think we would have lost our drainage pipe otherwise. He's going without me. I'll just have a wander and catch him up. What's the bet he does that thing now? I go to open the door and he just drives forward a little bit to annoy me. So on the plus side, look at the views. It's stunning here and the sun's come out.
Yeah, we might have an issue now because the road goes that way on Google. I have a horrible feeling we're going back down again.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
This is going to be a fun descent. Or we could just stay here for the night, it's lush.
That works. Not a chance we're bringing a 7.5 metre van down here. No way. In a gazillion years.
That's the end of the road.
Is it? Cheers, Google.
That is very much the end of the road. Bugger!
Well, the road does not continue. There's an old abandoned building here, and we are literally at the end of the road. There's a hiking trail just there where Stuart is. I'm kind of the thinking we should just pull over and spend the night here, have a little walk, and then worry about getting back out tomorrow. I think maybe we should check the weather and make sure there's no rain forecast. Any words on the subject, darling?
Whoops. It doesn't help that we've just filled up with water, so there's another 150 kilos on the back end. But, oh well, we're here now. Make the most of it, eh?
Well, we haven't decided the name of this video yet, but it might be Oops, We Up.
Yeah. This is the Van Navigation Way. Like and follow for more.
Yeah. We're not always recommending you follow us, but you should definitely follow our videos. Executive decision made. We're going to stay here for the night. We're not that far away from where we were intending on going anyway. We were going to some caves in a town called Santa Ana, but it's only a couple of miles away, and really it's just a stopover and somewhere we can have a nice walk. And as you can probably see behind me as I spin around, the views are absolutely stunning here. The sun is out. The weather looks like it's going to be dry, so I think we're just going to pull up, stay here for the night or two, and worry about it on the other end.
Buenos dias from the hills of Spain. After yesterday's fiasco getting here, we had a quiet night, and we've woken up to an absolutely stunning view. Our very own cloud inversion. This morning's mission is to go for a wander, see if we can find the caves that we were looking for yesterday. They're somewhere up here. Let's hope we don't get lost. In the time that it took for us to get prepped for a walk, the town below has disappeared. The clouds are rolling in. Not sure how far we're going to get today, but this is the view now. See, there was a little hill down there, you can't even see it now. And the clouds are slowly rolling in. We'll give it a go, see what happens. Here she is. Hat on, ready for the cold.
Oh, we've done so much climbing the last few days, my arse muscles just asked to go home.
Yep, Nala's on one today. She's staying on lead. We've heard hunters in the area, a few gunshot, a few dogs barking, so we're not taking the risk. She'll see a flighty bird and she'll be gone. So for today, my friend, you are strapped to me. Having skipped breakfast, it was soon time to stop for some lunch. What a place.
We're about 3 kilometres in, and we're at the halfway point of the walk, and those Nordic trail markers, red and white on this walk, are really handy for finding your way along the trail, especially here where the clouds keep closing in and then disappearing. It's a bit disorientating. So yeah, about 3k back, and then we've just got to try and get out of that park up.
And this is still the road that Google told us to come in originally. I don't think we'd have fared much better if we'd come this way, to be fair, and we'd have been left with no view.
It says it's an A road, but it is just a dirt track. Almost back at the van now. I just thought I'd share a little bit of cat wisdom with you on the way. I was just speaking to a friend of mine back home this morning who was saying how adventurous we are, you know, all the little bits that we do, and we're not jumping out of planes or anything, but the driving over narrow gorges and doing scrambles and cold water swims and that kind of thing. She was saying she wouldn't be able to do that because her anxiety wouldn't let her. So just pause a minute, because I also suffer from anxiety. I'm neurodivergent and I get very overwhelmed sometimes by everyday situations, but there's an actual science behind this. So when you force yourself into situations that just make you a little bit uncomfortable, like getting into that barrel of cold water, or getting into the sea, or walking on the narrow ledge that gets your adrenaline going, that actually every time you do it, you train your brain to deal with those fight or flight emotions that we have to deal with every day in life when we get overwhelmed in crowded places and when too many people are talking at once. And the more we do it, the more our brain becomes trained and the more adept we are to coping with the everyday situations. I found this a really helpful tool to learning to deal with my ADHD, and I found that just by putting myself in situations where it's natural to feel anxious, that those situations where I really shouldn't feel anxious but do have kind of gone away, and I feel much better about things. So get out there today and push yourself out of your comfort zone. No wingsuiting or anything, but you know, walk on the little ledge, climb that scramble, have the dip in the cold sea.
Well, here goes nothing. See if we can get out as easy as we got in. To say I'm not looking forward to this is an understatement, but we have all the tools on board to do it. That's what we came for. Let's have an adventure.
Good. Yeah, all good. Yeah.
3.5 ton van on 3 wheels. That's a first for me.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're alright, I think. Yeah, you're good.
Well, after all that worry, it was actually easier coming out than it was going in. No need to get the waffle boards out at all. What a result. Well, we're just coming up to 2,000 miles in this trip. And as you all have seen if you've been following along, we've been to some far out places. We've not done many motorways, it's all been A and B roads. And to be fair to Google, that's the 3rd time that we've had to rethink plans. The first 2 were height restrictions up in the Alps, but you've got to expect those. And that, as I say, is the first time that it's really put us in the SH1T. So we do have sat-nav with height measurements on. Being a trucker, I've got truck sat-nav, so I program that. So if we do come stuck, we can always switch that on. So that's our backup. Just in case any of you are thinking we're only using Google, we do have a backup plan. As with everything, we've got a backup plan for everything. We come prepared.
We really did. It was a good job, really. Those waffle boards are very handy coming in there yesterday, just to give us a bit of lift so we didn't scrape out the back end. And yeah, that was definitely not a road. Clearly was never a road. At some points it was barely wide enough to walk in. You're having to put one foot in front of the other just to walk in. So, but you'd have to be mad to have tried to follow Google there anyway. It became evident fairly quickly that there was no further road left to go on. So.
And that we were mad for following it.
Yeah.
But to be fair, if we'd have gone the other way, it wasn't much better. We walked most of the A road earlier on, and I wouldn't have taken the van down there either. There were a few spots where it was just wet clay and ruts, and we'd never have got it there. So at least we got stuck somewhere where we had a nice view for the night.
and a nice walk too. That was stunning, that trail was. Really nice hiking here in Spain, but after a couple of weeks inland, I think it's time to go and kick back for a little while and relax now while we wait for this certificate to come for the dog.
It's been a couple of weeks of non-stop exploring inland, and as nice as it's been, we both felt it was time to relax. We're still waiting on vet results, and our vet is at the Costa Brava, so we've headed towards the coast. We headed for Lloret de Mar, and then we spent a night up on the cliffs on the coast road. I add the location to that in the blog. And now we've arrived at the seaside. I'm not sure you'd get away with this park up in the summer, to be honest. You'd probably get moved on. But we've seen a couple of police cars going past and we've given them a nod and nobody's complained. And we are properly parked in a parking space and keeping all the activity confined to the vehicle. So take a look where we are. It's absolutely lovely. We're going to be here for a few days. We're probably not going to film for very much. So the rest of this video is probably going to be a few days blended together. We woke up to the most gorgeous sunrise up on the cliffs and then we headed down for the beach. So it's not boiling hot, but the sun's out and I've got my dry robe on, so I plan to have a bit of a swim today. Take a look at this. And there's the sea just behind us. We really couldn't be closer. Really lovely spot. Stu and the dog are already out here, so let's say hello and good morning. So there's another van behind us here.
Buenos dias! Welcome to Spain.
Oh, need the sunglasses on now. There we go. And there's the seaside. Smells like holidays around here. It's delightful. There aren't many bars and things open, but it is midweek. I suspect at the weekend the whole place will come to life, but we're hoping, fingers crossed, that our vet will have been in touch with us by then and we can head south a little bit. So dip in the sea. Let's see if I'm brave enough.
Well, I gotta say, she's braver than me. Go on then, in you go. No. There's two happy ladies. I did say I'd go in, but only if the sun was out. And there's a little bit of cloud in the sky, so that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Maybe in a couple of days when we're a little bit further south. Look on her face. You can't hear her, she said her hands are icy, it's that cold. Duty calls.
The sea is a lot colder here than the sunshine would have you think. That was really cold, struggling to control my breathing when I first got in. It's been a while since I did any cold water swimming. But yeah, I'm in and out and I feel fantastic. As hard as it is to get in, it's such a dopamine rush when you get out. It feels great. For one, having done it and conquered something and controlled how you feel and your emotions and the gasping for breath, because it really was cold in there. And for two, do you know, I feel the warmth of the sun when you get out and your body's freezing cold. It feels like a summer's day now. I feel fantastic. I bet this place is teeming with life in the summer. You can see all the rows of hotels and big hotels behind us, but hardly anyone here today. It's basically just us and a few Spanish people in buffs and scarves looking at us like we've gone insane. Brits abroad, eh? Oh, Stu's saying it's too cold to get in the sea. Who thinks he should get in for the first swim? Let us know in the comments.
Well, by the time this goes live, we'll be further south and it'll be a bit warmer, so I'll get in.
He's a bit of a baby. It was quite nice actually. I just got in for a second time, and now that my core temperature's cooled down a little bit, it felt a lot less brutal. Yeah, it's really nice. The sea here hasn't got too much of a pull either. It's a nice little cove, so a very nice place. It's like a promenade style walk that kind of follows the coast path round to the next village, I think. You can just see it here above us. So we walked it last night in the dark. It's pretty well lit, but the further along we got, the less frequent the lights got. So we turned back last night and we're going to give it a walk this afternoon, just taking some of the views and things. There's loads of little islands around here, some notice boards telling you about the rocks and things. It seems this whole place is made out of volcanic rock. So they're all there behind us still. Wonder if they'll end up in the sea now. We have virtually had the place to ourselves. It's so quiet here. There are 2 or 3 camper vans. I think you might just be able to see our van now on the seafront over there. Absolutely lovely place to park, about 5 steps from the beach. It's been gorgeous.
Stunning walk here, and it's just multi-million-pound house after multi-million-pound house. And guess what? They're all empty. I mean, if you owned it, why would you leave? This on your front doorstep. As we head back to the van, I'm hoping for a slightly nicer end to the evening. For those that follow our other socials, they'll have seen what happened last night, and those that don't, get on there and like and follow us. When we came out on the trip, we put a camera in the van. It's predominantly to keep an eye on the dog while we're at the shops or things like that. We don't leave her in there for long, but it's nice to be able to check on her, know when we do. Then we discovered it had a motion sensor with an alarm. Well, we set that last night as we came out, just to be on the safe side. Might as well use it. Had a nice walk. Got back to a short way before the van, and my phone buzzed. Motion detected. You can imagine the panic on my face as I shouted to Kath, the van door's open, and I ran back to the van looking at this video footage that it just sent me saying that the van door was open. By the time I got to the van, I suddenly realised it was the footage of me testing it before we left, and I'd had no signal for the entire walk until we got back to the van. Lesson learned. So today is moving day. We've just stopped at the laundrette again, because 30 minutes after putting clean bedding on yesterday, the dog puked about 3 litres of seawater over it, bless her. She did try and get out, but I thought she was trying to escape, so I told her to come back in. And she proceeded to vomit all over the bed. Lovely. Talk about feeling guilty. She's feeling better now though, so that's okay. And we've just come 10 minutes down the road to a little air de caravans, or whatever they call it in Spain. Emptied our black and grey waste, and now we're filling up with water, ready to go back and collect the washing, and then find a new park up. It's another beautiful sunny day. What I failed to mention is before we went to the laundry, I dropped Kath off at the bakery, and we now have, I have no idea what it is, but the face so she's good. Making.
They are so good. They taste like a heart attack. Oh, have they got cream in them?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's goo in the middle.
Oh, we like a bit of goo. Sad face. After all that, we drove around the couple of park-ups that I'd found on Park for Night and Google, and none of them were any good. The one that was absolutely perfect had a sign on it: no overnighting, 150 to 300 euro fine. That's just too much out of our budget to risk it. So we are back where we started. Nala's happy because we're right on the beach. Kath's not feeling too great anyway, so we're just going to sit tight and wait for the vet results, see what happens.
I'm going to have a little siesta day.
Well, as the sun rises on another warm yet very windy day, you'll notice the social distancing between Kath and myself. She has COVID. Well, it had to happen, I suppose. Kath was feeling rough yesterday after our failed attempt at moving park-ups. She had a very, very restless night asleep, or not asleep, I should say. This morning we did a COVID test for her, and you guessed it, it's come back positive. So I've left her in bed, and I'm off to the shops to get a few provisions so we can stay out of people's way. I've got my mask with me for the shop just in case, but I have no symptoms and I'm not testing positive as yet. But I guess time will tell. Shame really. We were going to meet up with some friends that we met online. We've been meaning to meet up with them in the UK for some time. Never got round to it, just because of life. And funnily enough, they're in Spain the same time as we are. They parked up last night a couple of hours further north than us, and they were coming down to meet us today, so we've had to message them and put that off. They may turn up just a wave from a distance, but who knows. I'll put a link into their socials up here or something. Yeah, had to happen, I suppose. On the plus side, it is part of the break where we are sat doing not a lot. We're waiting for the dog's paperwork, as you're probably already aware, so at least we're not mid-adventure. We can sit tight for a couple of days quite happily. Kath's alright, she's in a happy space. She loves it down by the beach. She can see the beach from the van window, so her spirits are up, but obviously feeling a little bit under the weather. She does feel better this morning than she did last night. It was like sleeping next to a radiator. Not good. But, sorry, try not to get run over. Not that there's anyone here. Out of season, gotta love it. I suppose that's another bonus, is it's not rammed full of people. I mean, it's strange really, we've barely seen anybody all week, so where she caught it from I don't know. Well, I guess with that news there's nothing else to do but to sign the video off for this week, and we will see you next week, hopefully when Kath's a little bit better. Adios.